Mom, we got robbed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know these people are expecting me to be upset because they stole our stuff. I'm not gonna. I got more problems to worry about than materialistic things. What's an Xbox? You know? I don't really need that stuff.
How's it going, homies? The Chew crew really can't catch a break. If it's not an imaginary sneaky squid spying on them, or reality just been a little too harsh for their liking, it's not been good. And now, Tophiachu has been robbed. And for someone so broke and destitute, Tophiachu doesn't care at all. You'd think something good happened to her from how she's reacting. For someone who at the moment literally has no place to use the restroom easily and basically has to choose between the sidewalk or anywhere outside of their car as a substitute, you'd think this would be infuriating or soul crushing, but nah, it's just another day of the week. If Tophiachu's delusions kicked in again and thought Squid was doing this to her, like Tophiachu did when she was blaming Squid for all of the other ridiculous things happening to her just a week ago, you know, the last video we made on her, Tophiachu would be fuming. Mama Chew and Brother Chew would fall asleep hearing Big Toph go on and on about Squid and her oh so privileged ways. And big shout out to TV for making this video possible and staying up to date with all of Tophia's lives. But now let's see what the Chew crew has got going on.
Anyways, how was your guys' day? Besides getting robbed twice. They stole an Xbox the first time. They stole 2 Xboxes the second time. What if we have 5 Xboxes and still
Where did they steal the first one from?
From the station wagon.
Oh,
When we had the station wagon parked because we couldn't tow it. This was a while ago. My brother tried to get food stamps and he was working and they told him he was only going to get $15. What good is 50? How are you going to eat off of $15? Are they stupid?
Bread and milk.
Exactly.
Oh, not even
there's no point to apply for $15 of food stamps. Are these people lunatics? They probably are. I didn't even know my brother was chasing people down. I heard banging. I said, I'm not getting up. I'm tired. Leave me the f alone.
I didn't even know everything happened. I was asleep.
She told me that they're banging. And I said, no. And if my mom would have kept pushing me a little more, these people would have got knocked in their head because I would have been more mad that you disturbed my sleep. You don't disturb me in my sleep. You want to have windshield repair on handy? Because that's not going to be the only thing that's going to need repair. I'm just saying, I'm tired. I'm trying to sleep. I do not feel good. My throat is bothering me. I'm sick. I'm not going to the doctors, okay? For them to tell me to buy medicine, I don't fucking have money for. Because I know they're going to tell me to buy Robitussin. And I'm not going to go to the doctors just for them to tell me to get on medicine. I'm just going to get better. Next time you come, I'll cough on you. I'm just kidding. Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Did you know I defecated at the park?
Oh, really? I'm going to say this to the person that just said that. If you're going to talk and say my daughter's doing something, you better well damn have proof. I don't see a video. I don't see any words anywhere. There's kids there all damn day, and if we do need the restroom, there's a library and there's a church right across the street. And what we do is, if these people want to be up in our business, we finish at the library. That closes at 6. Come get in the car and we're ready for bed.
All I know is when there's no kids there and if somebody's filming in the morning, I'm gonna pull my pants down and show my ass to them.
Yep.
Do they think I'm that stupid? Why do these people not use their brain? Oh, I forgot they are.
People telling me in my messages, oh, did you use it outside? Because people are saying, Marie poops outside or a video.
They're saying that because Squid literally said that, but I'm pretty sure Squid popped the squad and took a shit somewhere because she had to need the restroom when she probably couldn't make it. These people are literally the same people that probably stopped on the highway to use the bathroom.
Saying there's video coming soon. Video they don't even have.
They already know that.
Because they were threatening to film us. And they film us doing what?
You know, guys, I was kinda joking when I said in the past that Tophiachu only knows getting handouts, and she's kinda proven me right in this one. We got Tophia literally trying everything she can to get back onto assisted living, even though she's well-bodied enough and could easily work a job, and with her TikTok income along with Brother Chew's supposed job, well, TikTok income might not be there forever, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. There's no way they would need any kind of assistance. Add Papa Chew's disability on top of that, the only assistance the Slidell family actually deserves, since it's probably best Papa Chew isn't working with the general public. He might actually deserve that. But no way is Toph going to do that, even though it's starting to sound like she might be thinking on it a tad, and it's hard to tell if she's just saying it to mitigate some of the hate that's most likely the reason she's doing it, or the far less likely the 0.1% chance of Tophia actually experiencing how bad your life can get if you just choose not to work or make any effort to provide for your family or for yourself. She's not even going to help her brother out who's chasing down criminals. Like, he could be in danger, Tophia. I don't think you could have helped him at all, but but at least get out of the car, call the police, and stay vigilant. But no, she was more upset about losing some sleep. Do you guys remember those side missions in GTA San Andreas where you sneak around houses trying not to wake up the owners of the home? Tophia would be the tutorial, a thief's dream to get caught. She doesn't even give a damn if you're there, but you better not make any noises. She just goes back to sleep instantly as soon as you're noticed.
They think we're not taking it seriously.
No.
The next time, if I was able to carry, which I can go do that, they won't ever show up again if I scared them like that. Maybe I their toe.
You don't make threats.
It's not a threat. It's self-defense.
No, on your TikTok will come up with
TikTok won't do anything because it's self-defense. They can't come and do what they're
show up with a
doing.
ban right now and say you're threatening people, even if you're not.
Mom, can you not respond? Don't
I'm just telling
respond.
you.
You're literally telling them that I'm making threats I'm not making because it's self-defense. It's not a threat.
No, I said TikTok's gonna mistake it for that.
No, they're not.
They've been taking their-
It's self-defense. Everybody talks about self-defense. I have a right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let these people think that they can come around here
No, I
anymore.
already said I wasn't going to either. I said if I
I'm gonna say what I have to say.
If I would have saw them last night, I would have got down. Probably like always. And when I looked up, they were gone. Your brother was chasing them.
Well, that's what their ass gets for getting chased. And what is going to come of it? The police are probably going to go after them now because we know who it is.
Because
And not only that, I'm going to say they're the one that's causing all this harassment online. Now they're going to get blamed even if they didn't do anything. There's proof. They f***ed themselves up.
Yeah, because you know why? We could the cameras, they got them doing that too.
Yeah, if we wanted the police to pull up the cameras, we
If your brother wants to
could.
report what got stolen out of his car when the cops check the cameras, you could have them check for that too. And they will because we were wrong.
They have to check because if that's the same person that came by again, they're really going to get.
That's why I'm saying they have to check for everything.
I'll sue them for everything they got because I have a right.
They did what they did.
Report her live. She's threatening people because you went and opened your mouth.
I wasn't because of
You said I was making threats.
I said TikTok.
But then you said TikTok, you got to be careful how you would say things.
I said TikTok.
TikTok, no, you said I was making threats to people, and then you said TikTok's going to take it.
Because with
Mom, you got to be careful how you word things.
I just said.
My live stream's recorded.
Ask them.
My live stream's recorded.
Ask them.
I'll play it back for you. I don't got to ask
Okay,
them.
play it back.
If I had not scrounged the money to tell us to go get pizza, we would have never known we was robbed until we came back from the library.
I know. Ooh, maybe they're the ones that did it. We didn't know that we got robbed.
I didn't know I got robbed
They're
either.
telling on themselves.
That's what they think.
And of course you had to report it. It's our mansion. We have a 4-bedroom mansion.
We have to report it. We're a CEO. If we claim we're CEOs, they'll help us. Oh, what can we do to help you? We'll catch those guys. No, but if you tell them you're homeless, they won't do shit.
Yeah, they haven't even called you back.
No, because I said. I should have said I'm a billionaire CEO. First, housing's going to tell me to get a job, which I'll get a job. Then, housing's going to say I make too much. We were on housing.
Yeah, and they said we made too much.
Yeah, they did. They told me I had to go to school or I had to be in college. Actually, we tried to get back on housing and they told me I had to be in school or in college. And then by that point, they would have said I already made too much because I told them, then I'm going to get a job and they're going to say we make too much because my dad was getting his disability at that time too.
It's so funny that Tophiachu starts telling her audience that she plans on suing the person that stole and messed with them, even though she has no idea who it is, and she's just talking to some random guy who's commenting on her live stream. But she immediately follows that up with, even if you didn't do anything, I'm gonna pin it all on you, and I have proof. Even though I just literally said I was lying about it. Like, way to destroy your case and credibility, telling the whole world you're willing to ruin someone's life because they inconvenienced your sleep schedule. And yeah, they were up to some scummy stuff. But for one, that wasn't even the guy. And for two, still, do you think the crime fits the bill? It just seems kind of a little in your favor here, Tophia. And also, you're willing to get robbed as long as your sleep isn't disturbed and let your brother get into who knows what danger. Without him, you'd be even more homeless. How would you even muster the will to make it to court? Even if you was 100% going to win, Tophiachu, I'm not even saying she would oversleep it. Just procrastinate. Or maybe just not even feel like it and let it go by willingly as she sits and complains about the verdict on TikTok, how unfair the justice system is that she's actually got to go to her court dates. And can you believe how she snaps on Mamachu? What Tophiachu said was a little unhinged, and Tophia, you're not willing to make 2 steps to find a restroom. I don't believe you're all that dangerous. But when you begin yelling at your mom over what she said, when you brought up the conversation, I'd say that's a far worse thing to do. And whether or not it's allowed on TikTok, that's kind of irrelevant. It just kind of shows you lack morals and just a selfish person in general.
not going to do that because I don't want to have to move to there to move to another place. I'm tired of moving around. It's just tiring. Yep. And then that's why I'm working on trying to get a large lump sum of money. And I'm not going to go into detail how I'm doing things. I'm not taking a loan out because then I have to pay that back. I'm not putting myself in debt for a loan when my credit is good. I don't need to ruin my credit, you know, just to get a house. I mean, people could say, well, just ruin your credit. There's a lot that goes into it. It's just too much right now to even, it's a lot. We're going to rent a place only for him not to be able to live there. And then I could move somewhere cheaper, but I cannot leave Albuquerque because my dad gets his help and his care here. I need my own room and privacy. My mom needs her own room and privacy. I'm not going to force her to sleep in the living room because we get a 2-bedroom. And then someone says, well, why don't you get a 2-bedroom and you sleep in the living room? We can't live like that. And especially because my dad couldn't live there. Then he would be upset because why do we have a place and he can't come because he's on a do not rent list? We can't just get a place he's not welcome at. I'm not going to go anywhere he's not welcome at. I am not moving anywhere he is not welcome at because it's not he is not welcome. He's on a do not rent list. Anybody that is living with you has to be put on a lease. And I know there was someone that suggested maybe he can just live with you. It's not that easy because if people hear him, they're going to report it and we will be kicked out. We are not telling you what we are doing. We do not want people to follow us if we decide to up and move from this place, to go somewhere else, to watch our every move and then start harassing us at the new place. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Why can't you just have common sense to stop harassing people before I turn around and start harassing you? And then you won't like it and then I'll be canceled because I'm a large content creator that's causing people problems. Just like they caused me and I'm not going to do it. And I'm not mad. I'm just saying, like, people need to use their common sense when talking. Jeez. You cannot sit here and suggest something and then say I'm not doing nothing. We would have to have way over hundreds of thousands of dollars just to buy a house because we can no longer rent. I don't know what part of that you do not understand. Even if I was to get a job and make enough, I still wouldn't make enough to pay for a place, nor would I want to go make enough to rent a place. It's always nice to help the less fortunate. Any way I can help, I will. God bless the fortunate. I mean the less fortunate.
No, it's nice to help the less. What did you say?
The less fortunate.
The less unfortunate?
No, the less fortunate. Or is it less unfortunate? Oh, now because I'm not upset about being robbed, I lied about being robbed.
Oh, you're right.
I called the cops and told them I was robbed, even though I wasn't.
Call the cops because you was robbed.
I lied about being robbing me. Don't turn around and blame me because you told someone you robbed me and then say I'm defaming you. That's not some kind of bait. Because if you think you're going to go to court and be like, she defamed me, I'm going to be like, no, you said that. And if you said that to bait me, the judge is going to be like, why did you bait her? Why did you lie? Like, that to me doesn't make sense why people think that they're baiting people into doing stuff. You ruined yourself. You should have never showed photos that you was by the car and not a photo of the car, that you was at the car taking the stuff. Like, it doesn't make sense. And then you say I'm defaming you, but you showed photos of you taking the stuff. Like, let's not. Papa Mike could do whatever they want, but if something happens, Papa Mike is going to look stupid because I'm going to be like, Papa Mike's been harassing me, talking about my mentally ill father, trying to make money off of me for the longest time, caused me harassment by trying to say they got off the internet, it was my fault, and tried to blame me, but then said they was getting off the internet to go to, and then I'm going to say, they said they was getting off the internet because they had college, and it had nothing to do with me, and they've been constantly harassing me. The judge is not going to side with you. I mean, I got loads of proof. And there is actually message proof that you sent somebody telling them that you robbed us. So all I have to do is take that to court. It could be slander, but defamation, libel, and slander cases take a long time to fight in court. You have to prove that you lost money and you didn't lose any money. You didn't lose anything because you're not trying to be a social media influencer. But I'm going to be like, they lied. They sent people messages saying they robbed me, and then they've been harassing me on the internet. All they're doing is harassing me. The judge is not going to side with you. You're harassing me. I would advise you not to do anything dumb because you're just going to incriminate yourself. You don't have anything. You don't have nothing. What, you're trying to blame me for something you did again? You took a break because you was in college and then tried to blame me. You love your Xbox? Well, great. I'll get one eventually.
We better watch out. Tophiachu is out here looking to gain a large lump sum of money. I'm curious what Toph has got planned. It's seeming like she's getting more out there as the gas fume inhalation mounts up. Is it some kind of heist? A grand plan involving Mr. Based? Maybe her jealousy has finally boiled over and she plans on swapping places with Squid. Who knows? And do any of you guys really think Tophiachu cares about where Papachu sleeps at? They hardly have any idea where he is, if they do at all. And when is the last time we've heard any of them talk like they just seen him? All they want is a part of that check at the end of the month. And it really sounds to me like Tophiachu is just making more excuses to not get a job or even look for one. And since Tophiachu is mentioning it, I believe the car she said was broken into that had the Xboxes that were stolen we saw in the last Tophia video, and it looked empty. Of course, the person could have stole the stuff and then snapped the picture, since the Chu family in their infinite wisdom decided to leave the car door unlocked for some reason. But I could totally see Tophiachu impulse buying pizza and been like, oh no, I've got to figure out a way to get donations, and crafted this story. The only hole in this idea is her monetization was frozen during this time, and who knows if she would even get it in the first place, with TikTok most likely going to be banned from the US internet. There might be no chance of her making a send-off TikTok again, and I know there's no way this is possible, but if Tophiachu would just reflect on the amount of time she refused to get a job and said TikTok is going to save my life, the amount of regret she could possibly have for throwing all of her eggs into the TikTok basket, which gave her nothing but problems, but she decided she could power through the adversity to hit the gold mine. It would all finally be worth it one day. But at the end of the day, none of that happened. TikTok will probably be history, and Tophia can only hope she hit the algorithm again on the next platform. She'll have her trolls and white knights who follow her, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen.
Actually, with this money I have, I could buy an Xbox, but I might go back, because that's not the right thing to do. So, right now is not time to think about getting another Xbox. I managed to get 3 cars. We don't have 3 cars. Sorry, we don't. The other car is gone.
His car gone.
No, the other car, the Jetta.
Yeah.
Because the guy got his car. Why are you asking why? Because it was a guy's car. And then the other car, okay, so we had the Jetta didn't run. So we needed a car that had heat. He got the other car. That's why we got the other car. Then he couldn't have us sitting in the car, and I can't say why. He couldn't have us. So because of that, then we ended up getting the SUV because we needed it. So that's why we have 3 cars, because one of them, the Jetta, was being sold. The car was towed by my brother's friend. They took the car to the owner because that car, he bought it. He sold his Jetta. No, you didn't, Tophiachu. I know, because my brother's friends came. I know my brother's friends. I knew people was going to say, haha, we got it towed. But no, he came and got it towed. He moved the car, so the car's not here. Basement, Friday the 13th. Guess who's playing Jason? They threw something at the car. I heard that. They threw something at the car. I think, because I heard it when they sped by. I don't know what they did, because I heard something hit. It sounded like it hit the car, and then they sped by, and then it sounded like they hit the car.
Tophiachu is acting like she's surprised that random trolls on the internet are claiming they're the ones who robbed her. Tophiachu has already shown that her grasp on reality is getting a little loose, getting to the Mamachu levels, maybe Papachu, but that's going to take a little bit more time. So of course these trolls are going to prod you just a little bit to see what they're going to get out of you. And it's not a threat to say you're suing people, especially when you can't afford a lawyer. And it's even worse when it's such a hard case to win, and it normally requires a lot of proof, which normally means a decent amount of court time and fees. But I sure would like to see the amount of Chu-mobiles the Slydells would have after winning that case. No wonder Tophiachu is so adamant on not getting an apartment. They've got 2 or 3 cars currently. I think they're trying to weld all those together and start a Chutilla, the first moving city. Tophiachu might have played the Mass Effect series and got a little too inspired by the Koreans. Tophia is like the least aware person in the world. Through her fake green screen, which is apparently her old room, we could all hear the loud thud and a car speeding off, and immediately could put 2 and 2 together and realize someone just threw something at their car. And at this point, I'm not sure if Tophiachu is that aloof to her surroundings or is just too lazy. If she musters up enough care, Brother Chu might expect her to actually help him as he chases down these pesky trainers. Those rookies must not know it's impossible to catch wild Chus in packs. You have to catch them out on their own as they look for stores to borrow from. Ask the Albuquerque police. They managed to catch a level 55 Papachu. I think they released him due to temperament problems. That's an accomplishment in of itself.
What did you do today? I went to the library. You can't see me. Man. I've been getting Astrovino stuff like no tomorrow. All these videos. Think about my mother. My mother never did anything like that. You don't know what my mother did, so let's not. My mom was a good mother. My mom worked. okay? She went and worked all her life to provide for me as a baby. So let's not talk about my mother. My mother was not out here ripping my hair. And my mother was not out here me. Trigger warning. My mom didn't do any of that. She took care of us. She made sure that she always took care of us. She never did anything to hurt or harm us like that. Mother harms her kids, but yet everyone wants to sit here and watch the drama. You have like a cultural appropriate hairstyle in your hair, I believe. And your son thinks he's black. So I'm sorry. I'm not trying to comfort anybody, but I don't allow people to do things. I'm not going to allow it for anybody. So I'm going to speak up when someone's doing something they're not supposed to. Let's make that clear. Let's not forget. And I'm sorry, but I have to call it out for everyone. I don't excuse it. Like some people, like a lot of people on here, they will call a person out for something, but then they will allow other people to do it. That is not my platform. That is not me. I'm a black person first. So when it comes to things that people do that harms the black community, I do have to speak up. And it doesn't make it okay. And you need to, some people shouldn't speak. Stop dragging each other on the internet, especially, well, not stop dragging. Hold on, I'll be back. When did call out culture become something to call out people when you yourself have problems too? Look, people don't like me and they tell me I shouldn't call out people. But it's a perceived thing. Like, people go based off of what they heard, based off of photo or videos that are cropped or photos that are edited. They play like a horrible game of telephone, right? But now we've got people who are just as horrible as the person they're calling people out. Like you had the dude that called on Nurse Hannah get exposed for doing things to his cousin when his cousin was a minor.
Tophiachu acts like people think of her opinion highly, like she's a pillar of the community, when most people see her as a hypocrite. If she was in different shoes, she'd be doing the same thing she's calling people out for, but she'd probably do it even worse. That's just the way Tophiachu works. But again, I gotta say thank you, TV. Make sure to go sub to their channel for more Tophiachu, and if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe, follow the socials down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.